This just in. It's time for a wrestling show. So, here we go.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Lip really loves wrestling. He likes to talk about it too. If you like to watch wrestling like he do, come and join us on the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. On the wrestling show.
Well. Welcome to the Wrestling Show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is a very cynical look back at the latest episode of Representing the WWE and live from the Golden One Center in Sacramento, California. It's Friday Night SmackDown. Air date, September the 29th, 2023. This episode is, of course, the road to Fastlane. Coming fast. Now, before we get started into the show, just a quick shout-out to the non-competitors. That's right. They are the glue that holds things together. First and foremost, representing the, the authority figure, it's Adam Pearce. And then getting all the pre-match interviews and all the backstage scoops, they are the team of Kathy Kelly and Kayla Braxton. And then, of course, heading into the ring, letting everybody know who's about to fight and results in such matches, it's Mike Rome. And lastly, but mostly importantly, it's the commentary crew. The play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I even call them the narrators of the whole damn show. Letting everybody know exactly what's going on behind the scenes as well. Regardless, it is a three-man team. First, he is the man with the impeccable style, the incredibly handsome. I'm not afraid to admit that. It's Corey Graves, and should I say he's also very reliable? Anyways, backing up Corey Graves Corey refers to him as KP, but we all know him as the very enthusiastic Kevin Patrick, and backing them both. It's, of course, the longtime veteran of over 25 years. It's Michael Cole. Now, without any further ado-dos, let's get started with the show. So now, we kick the thing off with, some notification with who's not at SmackDown today. When I say that, it's basically the champions who's just not there. Mm-hmm. First, it's the tag team champions, Judgment Day. Two of them are SmackDown champions. It's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They're not just not there. The entirety of Judgment Day is not there. Mm-hmm. So not just that, but also Roman Reigns, the world champion, is not there. The Universal champ. Not there again not there. Mm-hmm. Of course, he has to be advertised, and now he has to be advertised one way ahead of time, because damn, he's got this hamster that's got this bum eye, that if he doesn't keep a close eye on his hamster, no pun intended, his hamster might go blind. In Roman Reigns, he spent many months with that hamster, and he wants that hamster to live his full life for a couple more months. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a lot of heartache for Roman Reigns. Well, he's just not there again. The greatest. I always say he's the greatest absentee champion of all time. But representing the bloodline, it's Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, and I guess you can say the honorary Uso. I don't know. It's Jimmy Uso. Now the whole thing. It's Paul, he goes in there and he starts talking. He's saluting Roman Reigns for some reason. I salute you, Roman Reigns, for staying relevant so long and not even coming to work. How can anybody do that? Have such disregard for the company that made him huge, made him a star. I don't know. He didn't say any of that, but it's ridiculous. Anyway, so it's all about John Cena. You know, he's going to get his at SmackDown. Well, anyway, it's all about Jimmy Uso, you know. So the thing is with Paul Heyman and Jimmy Uso. No, Jimmy, I don't know, because of Roman Reigns is not there, and I'm not sure exactly the relationship now is with Jimmy and Paul Heyman and Santos Escobar. You know, is he officially in the bloodline or not? Who knows? Who knows? This is Jimmy's storyline. It's happening. It's happening. So basically, he's now taking over. He's now, you know, he's taking the mic off Paul Heyman. Not the first time, second time. Yes, he puts his hand off for Paul Heyman to take the mic, and he just grabs the mic anyways. You know, Roman Reigns is just not around to do anything about anything. You know, Santos Escobar won't do anything because I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. I'm pretty sure this is building up to something. You know, but anyways, it's Jimmy Uso laying down what's the facts, I suppose. The facts. Jimmy Uso sees it. Jimmy, and he says, Jimmy. You know, it's so Jimmy was saying Jimmy a lot. At least that's how I heard it. I'm like, well, are you saying Jimmy a lot, or is this what I just wanted to hear? Actually, he was just talking about John Cena. And anyone who tags with John Cena will be, I guess, will be taken care of, so to speak. You know, just like AJ Styles. So I would say his name is Jimmy, because I guess Jimmy Uso, he really wants to be the head of the table. So I guess he's now called Jimmy Tables. Sneaker tables? I don't know. It's ridiculous. But it's good to see that Jimmy Uso ready for wrestling, ready for a match, though. You know, he's got his wrestling gear on, his sneakers, his tight pants, and a cutoff. He's all ready to wrestle. He's ready at a drop of a hat, and thank goodness, too. So while he's in there, my goodness, we got a little bit of a company. Somebody comes in there rushing in. And that's Carl Anderson. Finally, Carl Anderson decides to do something. Where's Luke Gallows watching his back? Who knows? Probably waiting in line in Impact Wrestling. Oh, where do I sign up? I'm a champion here. So Carl Anderson's nowhere. Luke Gallows nowhere to be seen. Carl Anderson comes in and takes care. He starts doing a beatdown on Solo. So he gets rid of Solo. Starts beating down some Jimmy Uso. Jimmy's saying, Jimmy. That's right. And then we got a moment here. It come a decision now. Of course, Carl Anderson's very upset. He's like, now that you injured AJ Styles, it's now personal. It's like, where were you when AJ Styles wanted your help? He needed your help before he was injured. He asked for your help. That's what you're supposed to do as wrestlers. You know, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You know? So it's ridiculous. No, after the fact that, I guess, AJ Styles is injured, he comes in to help the best he can. And how much can Carl Anderson do by himself? Not a whole lot, because his aftermatch started. It's Jimmy Uso versus Carl Anderson. Now, it's all this. The match was issued. The challenge was issued. And Soul's like, I guess, gives an ultimatum to Jimmy. He's like, you know, you do it, or otherwise I'll handle your business. Something like that. So now it's the match. The match was about roughly maybe 10 minutes long. You know? This was a very good match. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of basically Carl Anderson just ruling the match. Just throwing around Jimmy from corner to corner, post to pillar to post, so to speak. You know, also Carl Anderson's big move, the hiya kick, the hiya. It's hilarious. I laugh out loud every time I hear him say hiya. And he just can't get any height. He gets lift up to. He gets he uses the top rope as a lever, and he bounces up off. He springboards off the bottom. It is so hilariously untalented move. You just laugh every time you see it. It's like, wow. Anybody can do that move, even me. Oh, okay, enough of that. Enough of that bashing of the Carl Anderson. Now here's where it gets hilarious. The end of the match. Now Carl Anderson picks up Jimmy Uso onto the top of the ropes there, the corner. Climbs up there to do some move, maybe a throw off the top. And then Solo Sikoa, he decides to walk closer to the ring, and the referee's like, "Oh, I see something that's happening here. No!" So ridiculous. So the referee completely turns his back on the ring of the Carl Anderson and Jimmy, just to give Solo Sikoa the look. That's it. Don't even come any closer. Solo did nothing. Just walked a couple of steps. And then that was the end for Carl Anderson. He gets the pokeroo in the eye. Just like that. You heard that sound when he got poked in the eye. And then after that, it's lights out for Carl Anderson with the one big old super kick to the face. And then one old Uso, a flying Oos in the air. It's Jimmy time! Jimmy! He jumps off the ropes and yelled his name for some reason. Crushes Carl Anderson. And it's over for Carl, but after the match, however, it's not over for Carl Anderson for the day, because I guess the attack goes on, ending up with Solo Sikoa smashing him in the shoulder really hard with his hand. It was supposed to be the Spikeoa. I slowed it down a bit, and you can see he never comes close to the throat, You got to wrestle safe. You don't want anybody injured with a thumb to the throat legitimately, Oh, what are they? MMA fighters? Even that would be illegal in MMA, I think. You would jam your thumb into someone's throat. Hoppa! That's legal, right? Mind if I poke you in the eye too? Anyways, Carl Anderson goes down on a heap with the Spikeoa. And after that, this is where it gets hilarious. Now, this is the Bloodline, I guess. You can call them Bloodline, whatever. They're leaving the ring area. And at the ring entrance area, we got herself Michin. Michin is on fire. It's Mia Yim. She comes to the ring. She comes towards her. She wants to help out some of her brother, Carl Anderson. After all, he was just laid out flat in a ring there. And there's no Luke Gallows anywhere to be seen. So, it's all up to her. So now she's going into the ring there. But it's Jimmy getting all in her face. Jimmy. And then Mia Yim couldn't take it anymore, so she did the old me chin, you chin, and she slapped him right in the face real hard. So hard, I mean, his ego just exploded after that. How dare you! Now here's the thing. The quote-unquote Bloodline, they do not have any women in their roster right now. No women. So I'm pretty sure they're going to want some somewhat revenge on Michin. But who would take on Michin? Why, there's only one woman that's in the Bloodline that can fight for the Bloodline, really. The only person that is there, she used to be called Ava Rain, but she's now Ava. That's right. It's the Rock's daughter, baby! So yeah, I guess Ava Rain, this is the perfect time for Ava Rain to do the jump to the main roster. And she can have a perfect match against Michin, who's been doing absolutely nothing for months. 4 months. Michin's a great talent in there. And they're doing nothing with her. So who knows? They might start a program, like I said, with Michin and Ava. Okay. After that, we go, I suppose, backstage now. It's with Kathy Kelly. Talk to Santos Escobar. And he's got this match. It's the, United States Championship match against his brethren, Rey Mysterio, who's got utmost respect for him. And he says he's worked his entire life to make this happen. Make this happen. Either A, he's talked about he wanted to fight Rey Mysterio all his life. And finally, he's got the chance to fight Rey Mysterio. Or he just wanted to fight for the, the United States Championship. He waited all his life for that. But that can't be it. Because if it was it, he wouldn't have lied down and let Rey Mysterio walk on top of him to take that championship opportunity away from him. So I'm thinking he had this, waited all his life to beat up Rey Mysterio. You son of an idiot. Anyways, I just made all that up anyways. But anyway, he does feel that he's going to give the match, Rey a match of his life. Is it going to be true? Who knows? We'll find that out later. So next up, we got ourselves backstage here. It's Jimmy, all upset over being slapped by a woman. Girl, ding, ding, ding. No. He just bitch slapped. He just didn't get slapped. He got bitch slapped. So now his ego's all up there. All in your face. So he's backstage here. He's anybody doing anything. He's thinking, you looking at me, sucker? Yes, he turns to a BA, Baracus. Bad attitude, baby. And then he just starts pushing people around, thinking he's a big guy. Hey, you're wearing a suit. You're not a wrestler. Ah! So yeah, Paul Heyman gets on the phone and calls somebody. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters, apparently. Has better chance calling Ghostbusters than Roman Reigns, apparently. According to me. So after that, we got ourselves one great segment. Quickly, Grayson Waller's becoming a non-competitor, because more and more he's just doing the talk. He just all the talk. Even though Grayson Waller, great talker, but apparently that's all he's doing these days. So he's got the Grayson Waller effect. He brings in his guest is, of course, he calls him out. He says his guest is an absolute physical specimen. You know, he's done it all as a performer, but he is struggling as a talent scout because his team ain't working too good. So it's Bobby Lashley. He gets called out there, and some problems with his talent that he wants to recruit, and it's hilarious because right there, Grayson Waller, he suggests probably that Bobby Lashley look at another team. It's between Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. So, you guys may have a past, but look past that for into the future, because we are the future. And they are. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they are the future, for sure, of wrestling. Regardless if they're a tag team or not, they are two talented individuals. Mm-hmm. Great minds for wrestling, truthfully. But however, I do think this. Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, individually or together, they don't need a Bobby Lashley part of their team. Mm-hmm. They can do better without him. I promise you that. Anyway, so it comes down to the Street Profits or Bobby Lashley's a private party. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. Now what's going on with them? Well, apparently they burst down to the ring there. Please, give us another chance. Okay, they didn't cry, but they did pretty much beg for another chance to become, Bobby's private party again. Oh, we're lapels. Oh, we're lapels. It's true. Maybe not lapels, but caped. Anyways. So next up. Now, here's where it gets strange. This is where I thought things were going to get interesting, because while Bobby Lashley's leaving the ring there, obviously Grayson Waller introduces his friend, I guess on and off as somewhat tag team partner, Austin Theory. Austin Theory comes to the ring there. He looks face to face with Bobby Lashley, and I thought, okay, so if now Bobby Lashley's giving the Street Profits another chance to prove themselves, so I thought is the Street Profits going to have to take out Austin Theory and Grayson Waller to get in his good books? I thought, oh my goodness, it's going to be an attack. Is it? Nope, that didn't happen either. There was no. I thought there was going to be an interview with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. That didn't happen either. He just introduced him for his match that's coming up, and it is Austin Theory versus Camryn Grimes. Now, Camryn Grimes has really been doing nothing for the past couple of months, past this year. He's practically doing nothing. His end tenure of the NXT was very lackluster. He did nothing at his end of NXT days, and he's really doing nothing now. Nothing at all. So it's tough to see such an insane talent just being used as a stepping stone for somebody else. Now, this match here was about 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Now, I know these two can go at least 20 minutes. These two can burn it down. These two can just tear the roof down, literally. They're that damn good and talented. So, how does this go? It was a good match. This was a lot of fun for a little over 4 minutes. Like I say, this could have gone longer. This could have went on longer, but it didn't. Now, of course, with them is Grayson Waller watching alongside. Now, Camryn Grimes, he got some really good high flying. He's a natural luchador. Huge high cross body off the top rope. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The end of the match. Now, Austin Theory gets clotheslined outside of the ring. Grayson Waller goes outside the ring. Penalty gives him the old PK kick. Penalty kick outside there. Just whap-ho! Then he goes out there. And this is where Grayson Waller decides to interject himself. I guess he gets into, it's at Camryn Grimes' face. Hey, back off then! Back off! This is no touch ground outside the ring. Better back off then! So then Camryn Grimes turns around, Grayson Waller's full attention. And then that's when it all happened. It all went down. It's Austin Theory grabs Camryn Grimes from behind, chucks him into the ring post, throws him into the ring, rolls in with a massive, he does a front roll drop kick. Oh, he front rolled then a drop kick right to the face. I mean, standing drop kicks, one of the greatest in the business right now. It's clearly Austin Theory. Damn great. His standing drop kick. He gets so much height on that standing drop kick. It's like Becky Lynch's top rope drop kick. They get the exact same height. Exactly the same height. Maybe Austin Theory gets a little higher. After that, it's A-Town and down. They go to sleep. The fireman's carry to need to face. And it's over for, Camryn Grimes. But after the match, of course, we have ourselves a little bit of a guest watching the show today. It's from NXT, soon to be a SmackDown competitor, I'm assuming. It's Dragon Lee in there, and why we have ourselves a little bit of face-to-face. Austin Theory and Dragon Lee get into a little bit of a verbal communication, a little bit of a pushing match, so to speak. So after that, we go to backstage. It's with a little Kayla Braxton, with a pre-match interview with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio. Now, he says he's got all the love and respect for, Santos Escobar. Just almost like his son. Almost exactly opposite of his son. So he really does love Santos Escobar. But it comes down to, what's that? He's going to give Santos a fight of his life. Fight of his life. So I was looking forward to that. Rey Mysterio. I mean, he's doing such good work. Rey Mysterio matches are just good matches, For like being in a ring for 50 years of in-ring action, it really makes you hone your skills. Anyways, moving on. We got ourselves backstage now. It's the Jimmy Uso. Jimmy! Going Jimmy on everybody. This time it's what's left of Hit Row. Hit Row. It's a team of two. Now it's Ashante, the Adonis, getting his arse kicked and stomped by Jimmy Uso. Ashante's like, oh! Or B-Fab's like, no! No! And she calls for people to help. And then it's Ashante gets put through the table by a Sikoa. Craft tables, no. Can't put popcorn on there anymore. Can't put the popcorn on there anymore. So moving on. We go to our mid-card match. This is hilarious. A mid-card match. It's a only championship match of the night. It's a mid-card. Hits a mid-card. It is for the United States Championship title. Representing your reigning and defending champion Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar, both part of Luftwaffe. I call them Luftwaffe, but they're actually the Latino World Order. So this was very heavily one-sided to Santos Escobar, showing all his talents in there, just high flying, just huge over the top tope high cross. What's that? He's got now Santos with his own standing dropkick. Now with Rey Mysterio being only maybe 5 feet tall, with his boots. Now Rey Mysterio, this match here, I gotta say, I've always rag on Rey Mysterio for his body modification gear. Like he wears his bottom half is like thickens up his legs, his calves, his boots. He wears like these rain boots. He looks hilarious. Today's no different. Body modification from waist down. I gotta say this: if Rey Mysterio is gonna go full body modification gear, he's got to use those Spanx. He's got to use these tighter Spanx to bring in that fat belly of his. I mean, not fat belly. It's just an old man belly. But yeah, I think a triple Spanx, he can take at least 30 years off his age. He can look like he's 50 again. So, moving on, and enough with the ragging on the Rey Mysterio and his big floppity boots and his other gear that makes him look bigger. The art of deception is all the WWE is about. Am I right? Am I right? High five. Okay, so yeah, we got now Rey Mysterio does turn things around now and then, because this Rey Mysterio, he just doesn't lie down for anybody. Nope. Not even for his son. He just goes to another program. So, Rey Mysterio goes to top rope, and then he just flying scissors to the face. He just scissors Santos's face. Ball steer, eat my nuts, he says while he jumps into Santos's face. Anyways, nice sitting Santon, drops down Santos. Now, there's one move there I thought this is interesting. Rey Mysterio goes for a high cross body, just a standing high cross. Santos, he takes that pretty hard. It seems like Rey Mysterio, he bounces off his chest. I thought, wow, that was a hard hit. That was a hard hit, baby. Now, while they're fighting, we got ourselves a little bit of a trouble backstage too. It's Jimmy Uso, still losing his absolute, his absolute mind. His crazy mind. He's just lost his shit. So he's just beating up everybody, and Santos Escobar is helping him. So yeah, his ego is just absolutely crushed. Wait till he tells The Rock. Because what are you going to tell Roman Reigns? What's he going to do? He's barely there. Okay. So yeah, we got ourselves a situation too in the ring here. They fight outside the ring. Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio. Now here's one. Last time they did this, Rey Mysterio went down hard. He whiplashed his head off the soft mats on the ground. But he did get whiplashed and he couldn't continue the match. This time they tried it again. Rey Mysterio takes this super tope suicida, perfect second and third rope between the two. Hits that thing great. Beautiful looking move. Just spectacular. Spectacular. After that, Santos Escobar climbs on the barricade. Moonsault off of that. You think, wow, that's it. That's over. But thank goodness for those really soft pads on top of the hard concrete. Really saves the day. And I always say that. Now you got some huge, awesome spots outside the ring, and this still showed it. Now Santos Escobar gets the gory special onto it's the old Guerrera move. So yeah, he gets that thing on. But here's where it gets interesting. After all this work, you would think Rey Mysterio would just tap out, because after he got just crushed outside the ring there. Nope. He comes out unscathed. He rolls off the Dodori special with the arm drag. Now, it was a hurricane. They fight on top of the ring there. Santos Escobar gets hurricaned off the top. Now, the end sequence. It's Rey Mysterio going for the 619. The first attempt, well, there's a couple attempts here. The final two attempts. The second last attempt he tried it, he gets caught by Santos Escobar. They scuffle a little bit. Eventually, Santos Escobar gets thrown back he pulls him. He tries to get him into an Alabama slam or something like that, and then he gets pulled back into the ropes there. And then the 619 gets continued on, and then he gets hit with the 619. Santos Escobar goes down by getting hit by a tiny little man with the 619. By the 619. After that, here we go. This end sequence was this. After that, Rey Mysterio goes to the top rope, not a slingshot. He doesn't do a slingshot splash like he usually does. He goes to the top rope to do a regular splash. Santos sits up, and Rey Mysterio misses him by that much. Missed him by that much. Hooey vey! And end sequence. Finally, the final end sequence. Santos Escobar goes for the driver. The Phantom Driver. That's right. I'm overthinking it. The Phantom Driver. He picks him on the shoulders. It basically ends with a Michinoku driver, like a fireman's carry to Michinoku. So when he does that, he spins him around, and look out! Rey Mysterio, his luchador experience comes in play, and with the inside cradle, hooks Santos Escobar, and Santos loses. The deep woods, the backwoods. He gets backwood. The most humiliating loss you could ever have in wrestling, a roll up. So, of course, like I always say, I should say, whomever loses with a roll up pretty much is taking it in the rear. Oil check, baby! So, yeah, walking away champion, retaining his belt is Rey Mysterio. I want to see this. I want to see a unification match. I want to see the United States Championship unify with the North American Championship. And I want to see Dominic Mysterio do it by himself. Mm-hmm. Regardless of Rey Mysterio lying down or the beatdown. Doesn't matter. I would like to see that. So I guess after the match, before they can... it's okay. We are both champions. And clearly, Zelina Vega was watching both these wrestlers. And you can tell she wanted Rey Mysterio to win, because every time Rey Mysterio got beat down, she was like, over dramatically looking. Well, she played her part. It was fun. But after that, before they can get into the same page again, like, hey, that's okay, you tried hard, but I'm better than you because you suck still. It is the Street Profits, they're bringing the party into the ring, and they beat up the old LWO, both of them. Now here's where it gets hilarious. I'm thinking, where is, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde? Shouldn't they be down ringside? No, they're not. Now they come to ringside seeing that, oh no, our friends, let's go. So they charge the ring. Joaquin Wilde, I should say Raul, Cruz del Toro, he gets into the ring. He slides the ring there. But Joaquin Wilde is hilarious. He gets shoulder tackled. Bobby Lashley, he's like standing, he's not even looking at him. He just like back elbows Joaquin Wilde out of his boots. It was hilarious. Joaquin Wilde, like he must just run head first, face first into a brick wall. It's like, ow, this could be an injury. This could be a pretty bad injury. Hitting a sudden stop like that, it's gotta hurt, no matter who you are. Bobby Lashley, he's a one gigantic meat mountain. Hitting and his elbow to your face, concussion. And it didn't look like he bumped on purpose with that. I think he was just legitimately knocked out of his boots. Anyways, Cruz del Toro was taken care of, thrown out of the ring there. But Joaquin Wilde, he got the worst of it. He got thrown back into the ring there. And then it's their one and done, I suppose. Their the version of the 3D. It's the neck breaker / power bomb. Mm-hmm. Instead of neck breaker / Thez press, or the spine buster. Okay, anyways. Now, I guess Bobby Lashley, finally his party's back together. Bobby Lashley's happy to have his private party. All happy. So yeah, moving on, scooting on. Bobby Lashley, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. After that, we go backstage. All licking their wounds. It's with Caleb Braxton talking to Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio and the whole Luftwaffe, LWO. But Rey Mysterio, he says he wants this to be a fight. He needs he's challenging the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley and Street Profits versus the LWO in Fastlane. So is this going to be is it going to be like a 4-on-3? You know, handicap? You know, I would think that the LWO would need more people because they're badly outgunned. Being the 4-man team against... Now, I say that because, of course, you know, they're small. They're all small, except Santos is the heavyweight. It's the quote-unquote heavyweight of the team. Regardless of my criticism of Lift Waffle, Latino World Order, we move on, and we go to outside, finally, John Cena. He finally gets here. Apparently he had some troubles getting here, but he's finally here. And after that, we go to a nice little vignette. Nice little vignette, but the, pretty deadly. And I guess it's all good now. They showed their little fun skits they had about, Elton Prince injured, finding his way back to him not being injured. And now they're a happy family again. So, when will he be back? Will he be back? Their first match back will be at Fastlane? Who knows? Doesn't matter. I don't know. Because the WWE Tag Team Division is straight up trash right now. Straight up trash. You know, they always say, we're going to fix our tag division, but never do anything about it. Because their creative team sucks. Okay, so after that, we got ourselves a little bit... this is the main event match. You know? This could have been... I'm not sure. Something's going on here. It is... Okay, Charlotte Flair versus Damage CTRL's Bayley. Now, Bayley, I gotta say one thing... A couple things gotta say about Bayley. I think, personally, she's got the sexiest body of all of wrestling. All of SmackDown. She's straight up sexy. Got a great, sexy body. Bayley dresses very frumpy in the ring. So she doesn't... As soon as Bayley just embraces her sexiness, we'll see another Bayley. You know, right now, we just got ponytail Bayley. Now, the thing is, Charlotte brings up facts about Bayley. Like, Bayley, listen, you were a 4 horseman once upon a time. Now look at you. You're just a side person to the champion. You're just a stepping stone for me. You know, for anybody. And while Charlotte Flair, I'm the measuring stick, and you're just a stepping stone. And this is very true. Bayley, she's been doing nothing. I thought she'd be champion by now. On her return, I thought she'd at least hold a couple of belts, other than that damn individual belt, I should say, other than a tag team championship, which is nothing, because the tag team division is rubbish in the WWE, and the women's tag team division is even worse than the men's. So, yeah, it's all true. Now, what about this match? Is this going to be a good match? This was, surprisingly good, because Charlotte Flair is one of the greatest natural talents in all of wrestling. No, she is that damned good in a performer in the ring. But you know, when Charlotte doesn't put herself into the match, when she really calls it in, it can be really tough to watch. It can be tough to watch. But this match here, no, Bayley had a couple moves out. You know, she had this big move where she does this giant elbow from the ring apron outside the ring. Nothing dangerous or that can go wrong. But Bayley, I don't know. Is Bayley as good as she was before she made a return? Like before she... I don't know. Something's going on with Bayley. Her wrestling abilities, I don't know. It's nothing... I don't know. Bayley. Charlotte Flair just showing up here. She was showing off. She was shining. So Charlotte was saying that, you know what, once I get through you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through you, and I'm going to be the next challenger for Io Sky, period, plain and simple. And I'm going to go through you to do it. And she had pretty much almost no problem at all. Charlotte Flair with this massive high cross body press off the top rope, just like a shooting star. Beautiful, beautiful. Charlotte Flair just shining like a diamond. You know. Now, at the end of the match, Bayley, she has these, she goes in a flurry of chops. I think she's trying to knock off Charlotte's tits, just chopping away at her breasts, just like, off they go! And so she hits the ring, hits the ropes there. Charlotte Flair with one massive spear. And that was it. A spear. One spear. Bayley got pinned by one spear. I'm not sure what's going on with Bayley. I mean, I thought Bayley was a fighter. Will Bayley ever become the women's champion? By the looks of it, I don't think so. Never. But in my mind, she's still the sexiest woman in all of SmackDown. And it was a pleasure to watch her today. Anyways, I'm just being a perv right now, and I gotta talk about wrestling. But that was it for the match, and that ends the match with, I guess, Charlotte Flair with the big victory. But Bayley, she wanted to finish Charlotte Flair off, and with the team. So they'd surround the ring there, but coming in to help, it's, Asuka comes in to help, and that's, Bayley and everybody escaped. Asuka lays down a challenge. She starts talking Japanese. She starts saying some nonsense. Who knows what she's saying? I say nonsense because I don't understand Japanese. But Bayley, she interprets the whole thing. It's like, you want it? Well, you got it. The triple threat match at Fastlane. It's going to be you, Charlotte Flair, and Io Sky for the championship. It's like, and Io's like, I didn't say that. I didn't hear that. She didn't say that. I thought it would be hilarious if Bayley interpreted it, like Force interpreted it as, you want a triple threat? It's going to be Io Sky versus Asuka versus Bayley for the World Championship. I don't know why you want that for, but I accept it. I thought that would have been so hilarious. Like, and then he was like, what? You? How? What? Then it gets to be really confusing, really hilarious. But, that would have been a meta step. A meta 4-step. Anyways. After that, we got ourselves a little bit of John Cena in-ring promo, wearing his best costume out there. He goes to the, the swag area, where people get their stuff, the merch, and he gets his fresh uniform every time he goes to the show. That's what I think, except for the shoes, probably. Those things are just too expensive to get at the merch shop. So he goes to the ring there, and he said, last week I promised I wanted to fight again. But he didn't fight last week, and he won't fight today either. Truly, truly that. So basically, he wants a match with the Bloodline. Whether it's if he finds a partner or not, either it's going to be a tag team match or it's going to be a handicap match. John Cena wants Jimmy and Solo Sikoa, at Fastlane. And then here's where it gets fun, because it's Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman go to the ring area there. And it's about to get the big 2-on-1 attack. John Cena takes out some Jimmy Uso. And then Solo Sikoa, just like last week's attack, Solo Sikoa goes for attack. He gets picked up for the AA, the attitude adjustment. And then it's Jimmy Uso with a big kick to the face. The whole repeat of last week. But this time, they're about to put John Cena through a table. But we got John Cena's savior. It's LA Knight. LA Knight comes to the ring there. And I guess beats up some Jimmy Uso, beats up some Solo Sikoa, and just saves some weights. It gives John Cena some time to recover, so for him to come back and help out. So then they beat off both Solo and Jimmy Uso. Fastlane's gonna be fun because it's LA Knight. He picks up that contract and signs his name where AJ Styles' name should be. So yeah, it's going to be good. This is a huge power play for LA Knight. I think LA Knight putting himself in this situation is a wonderful step in a wonderful booking decision. So yeah, so it's going to be good. Going to be fun. It's what can go wrong? Final last words, which is. So yeah, we end the show with that, and that does wrap up this episode of SmackDown and concludes this entire, for our podcast listeners, concludes our entire episode of The Wrestling Show. Now, if for everybody who stuck around for the very end of this episode, I hold a very special place in my heart just for you. So, please join us again next week, or next time, I should say, for another episode of The Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Lip Hazlewood, saying bye for now.